They've got muscle. Lots of it. The question is, just how did they get it?
Just exercise, pretty much.
Always been athletic. I was born with great genetics.
But some athletes and bodybuilders take shortcuts using anabolic steroids to bulk up, risking their careers, reputations, even their lives.
Steroids can affect your pancreas, they can affect your liver, your brain, it can cause psychosis. If someone has a heart attack under the age of 30, very often steroids are involved. In men, you can have decreased testicular size.
Still, if it means getting muscles like these, there are many who are willing to take that chance.
Have you ever tried anything?
No, my workout partner does though.
And how is he doing?
He's jacked, he's huge.
In fact, some bodybuilders, like his friend, say they're not convinced steroids are dangerous.
There is no definitive evidence that in moderate amounts, it's detrimental.
55-year-old bodybuilder and trainer David Rohr says he takes steroids prescribed by a doctor to raise flagging testosterone levels. He says steroids, combined with proper nutrition and workouts, have actually made him healthier.
I was basically having a heart attack, and through the use of testosterone treatment programs, I was able to continue my quest in physical fitness.
And it's not just random gym rats who've gone the steroid route. Some famous athletes have too, like Olympic gold medalist Marion Jones. Jones pleaded guilty to lying to federal investigators about her steroid use and gave back the 5 medals she won at the 2000 Olympics.
I have betrayed your trust.
Here on Venice's historic Muscle Beach, illegal steroids have reportedly been sold for years, and for many competitive bodybuilders, they're a fact of life.
They do take them, so.
Do you think they should?
It's up to them.
So you don't think it's completely wrong then?
I'm not saying that. I just don't care one way or another about it.
Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger admits using steroids back in his bodybuilding days when he worked out in Venice and starred in the documentary Pumping Iron.
Bodybuilding has been a beautiful experience for me, and I will continue it for the rest of my life.
The gym where Schwarzenegger used to pump iron has moved a few blocks, but around here, even 30 years later, it's still easy to start a conversation about what to take to get bigger faster.
You can't do it.
Our hidden camera finds this trainer suggesting the internet for good deals on steroids, and he tells our undercover bodybuilder Tijuana's a good bet too.
I know in Mexico it's legal to buy.
First, we check the internet, where websites give advice on what to buy, how to use it, and how to avoid getting caught.
Many sites invite users to share information. In this posting, a 17-year-old says he messed up while injecting and needs advice. Some websites sell steroids, promising discreet packaging, but we headed to Mexico to shop in person.
Oye, papi, dime quién es tu mami.
Just minutes into his walk through Tijuana's tourist district, without even asking, our undercover muscle man was offered sex for sale.
Beautiful girl.
That's $40 for the 1 hour. And if you want something extra, you can make a deal with the girl in price.
He politely declined, but when he asked the bouncer for tips on how often to take steroids, he got some advice. At the dozens of pharmacies packed between restaurants and souvenir shops, white-coated workers answered questions cautiously, but still offered to sell him a variety of steroids without a prescription. Authorities admit they'll probably never be able to completely stem the flow of steroids, not as long as there are those who are willing to do anything they have to do to get those guns supersized. Sheryl Kahn, KESQ News Channel 3, Venice Beach.
Thank you very much for your help. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Governor Schwarzenegger met with firefighters and well-wishers outside a Lake Arrowhead school.
Right. You told me don't be.
He'd already toured devastated areas nearby. Schwarzenegger says he told President Bush that federal aid may be needed in burned-out areas. After working the crowd, the governor was whisked away as the fire raged just a couple of miles down the road.
Is it upsetting to you to see this at all?
It's very upsetting. You know, I mean, because people are hurt by that. You know, whenever you lose property, whenever you lose a home that you've saved for your whole life and your personal belongings, I mean, it's really devastating when you see those things as burned out homes and you see only the chimney there or some fireplaces and, you know, metals lying around and everything else is totally burned up. So people, you know, are hurting because of that, and so we have to help them as quickly as possible. That's why I'm here today, to make sure that the state helps and also the federal government through FEMA helps.
In Redding Springs, the black smoke completely blocked out the sun, and it's been like this all day long. Residents have been ordered to evacuate, but Nanette Milligan and her firefighter husband Billy decided to stick it out as long as they can. With the help of friends, they're clearing trees around their home and fighting the fire themselves. Why are you still here?
Saving our house. He's a firefighter, so it's important. We love it here. You know, I've lived up here all my life, and it's our world, and, you know, we want to save it.
Still, she says, if the flames do come too close, they'll have no choice but to leave. Sheryl Kahn, KESQ News Channel 3, Running Springs. Neighbors say they heard gunshots outside their North Palm Springs apartment building last night and called police right away. When officers arrived, they reportedly found 22-year-old Bobby Robles with a gun. According to witnesses, an officer told Robles to drop it.
Bobby started running from the cops and dropped his gun, and then went back for it, and the cops shot him.
Police say Robles was shot in the torso and taken to Desert Regional Medical Center. His mother-in-law says he was hit in the spine and may be at least partially paralyzed. She says Robles and her daughter just got married last week. She says her son-in-law may have been shooting a gun into the air as a joke. You think he might have shot out the window?
Yeah, I just shot out the window like that. I'm not sure.
But she insists he wasn't trying to run away from police and would not have shot at the officer.
He was going to put the gun in the truck. When he went down to pick up the gun, that's when they shot. Bam, bam, bam.
When he went for the gun, don't you think they might have thought he was going to shoot at them?
No. No.
You don't think it looked like he was going to shoot them?
No.
But neighbors who saw what happened say they think the officer had no choice and just did what he had to do.
The officers that shot him were, you know, trying everything they could.
Lawson says he and his friends ran into his apartment to escape the gunfire, but a bullet pierced the back of his SUV, which was parked right in front of his door.
There was a lot of shooting right here, and as you can see, my front door's 10 feet away, you know, so once we heard the second round of shooting start, we all just ran inside and hit the deck, tried not to get shot ourselves.
He and many others say they were so shaken up they couldn't sleep last night, and while they say they do like Robles and wish him well, they're also concerned about the officer.
Seen his family, you know, and I guess that's why it kind of hits home a little bit more.
The Robles family is by his side at the hospital. They're already considering legal action. Sheryl Kahn, KESQ News Channel 3, Palm Springs. Tyvon Newton likes to read out loud, especially when he's reading to someone who seems to be paying attention, like Jasper the dog.
And he runs everywhere, runs after him.
Jasper is one of the specially trained therapy dogs who take part, along with their owners, in a program called Dog Tales at Mandel Public Library. The purpose? To give kids a chance to practice their reading skills in a low-key, non-threatening environment.
A dog is not going to correct them when they're reading, and if they read slowly, that's okay because the dog just loves to hear their voice.
The dogs are all taught to sit patiently, and they tend to bring out the best in everyone.
Some kids who've been too shy to read in front of their classes have come out of their shells during Dog Tales sessions.
First I was a little scared, but then when I started reading to him, it felt like he was one of my brothers or sisters.
And the dogs do become like family to many of the children, with kids returning to read to their favorite dogs every week.
He's a quiet dog. He doesn't fuss a lot, and he's a nice dog. He's very good when somebody reads to him.
And every now and then, that's all they need. This is Sheryl Kahn reporting for TV18. Snowbirds, those folks who flee the cold and fly south for the winter, are wrapping up their time in Florida and getting ready to head back north. But some of them have been dragging their heels about leaving, and that has been great for the local economy.
This year, with the weather so harsh in the Northeast and Midwest, many snowbirds are staying here even longer than usual, and they're spending lots of money.
We can go out and spend $400, $500, $600 in one night.
We go out all the time. We go to a lot of shows.
And while they're spending their cash during their months in Florida, picking up
jewelry, tops, bottoms, shoes, handbags.
Many snowbirds tend to flock together, like the Brownsteins and the Abermans, close friends from New York. While they're proud of supporting local businesses,
well, sure. We like the fact that we help the economy.
they don't really hang out with people who live here year-round and sometimes sense a little resentment.
The so-called rounders don't like us because
Everything is so crowded.
Everything is so crowded. The doctors, the restaurants.
They're glad we go home.
The businesses that depend on part-time residents won't be glad to see them go, but they know just as soon as that first big cold snap hits up north, snowbirds will be flying back, bringing their wallets with them. This is Sheryl Kahn reporting for TV 18.